Okay, so now I guess I'm gonna do a long walk now. Let's see, it's 2 o'clock. It's not funny. I mean, that was kind of mean, actually. That joke's kind of mean. Whatever. 25% on my battery, but I got this other battery pack. I don't know how much charge it has in it. I'm hoping it's like 100. I think it's 100, so it should be like 3-4 hours. That should be good. Oh, someone wrote a comment. They didn't understand the joke about JD Vance being either a trans or a token. And then I thought about it, and I was like, I'm not going to explain. I'm not going to be able to explain that to you. You can look up what a token is, and you can look up what trans is, and if you can't figure it out, I'm not going to be able to explain it to you. I don't understand, a lot of shit in this world. And if you don't understand what I was saying, I guess, that's just how the world works, People aren't going to see, a token. They don't know what a token is. They don't know what Oh, yeah, it was, this was the joke. If I had more props, I need props to do this. I need a dictionary or, because they came for one prefix, then they started coming for other prefixes. They came for trans, which is like transportation, transparent. I like transparent. That means, I like it when the ladies have like transparent clothes on the YouTube. That's really fucking cool. So they came for that at first, then they came for like transportation. They came for, transportation, and then they came for, I don't know, all the other trans words. Then they came for post, post, all the suffixes. ING, they came for ING, they came for ED. They came for, all the prefixes and all the suffixes. Because why can't they just call that fucker guy, why didn't they just call that shooter guy like a faggot or a fucking homo or something? Why do they call him like a trans? Why can't they just call him like a gay or something? Swear to God. I object to the naming. I object to the naming quite heavily on that one. Then you started getting paranoid, about the views about that. Whatever. So, pimps. What else? Pizza. Got some. I have 3 Cokes in my fridge. I have Pepsi, Coke, and Sam's Cola. If I can get like a Lazy Susan, I can do a taste test, and I can tell you the answer ahead of time. It's gonna be they all taste like cola, but still, it's important to test that they actually taste like cola, and that I've had all 3, but I've never had all 3 in the same. I'll get like a glass of water. I'll act like it's fucking wine, and I'll spit it out. It'll be hilarious, because it's fucking Coke. It's not fucking wine, but I'll treat it like it's wine because that amuses me. Oh, here's a joke I wrote, or not wrote, but I had. The picture of the Warsaw Ghetto uprising where the kids get the fucking little fedora on? I think it's a fedora, but it's like a newsy fedora. I don't know what you call those, the hats that, it's not a fedora, but it's like a, whatever, Google like picture of Polish kids in the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. Those are like the mayor's kids, or the fucking Caesar's kids. I'll call them Caesar's kids. They were Caesar's kids, because, they were the Jewish kids of the synagogue owners and all that, because they had to they had to choose who they sent to the concentration camp. They would go to the synagogue leader and be like, we need 100 bodies, and then they choose who they sent. So the rabbi, it was the rabbi's kids, I guess, or the Caesar's kids, or the mayor's kids, etc. You know what I mean, right? So. So my thesis was, this is just a stupid idea. When you go on the internet and you see something like Taylor Swift or something, and you know how she has like 1 billion hits, you're actually looking at like the synagogue kids on you, because we got invaded by the Matrix like a long time ago, and you lost already, but you know, right? That's so fucking insane. You can't make Matrix jokes, man. That's like a whatever. Does that make sense, or does that not? You know, because those kids that were in the Warsaw picture, they were the, you know, so Taylor Swift is like the. It doesn't make sense, does it? Whatever. What else? They came for trans first, then they came for ing. So if you're a fisher, they're going to come for fishing, because it's got an ing. And then anything with an ing, it'll come next. Walking, you know. You can talk about conjugation now. You know, there's present, there's past, like he walked. He's walking in the present. And then there's, you know, don't ask me, I don't know how to explain that shit. I need to tighten my belt. Let me see if I can tighten my belt. I have any holes? I don't think I have any holes left. I'm gonna have to make a hole. Yeah, I don't have any holes. I ate a whole thing of like Sunday bars, like a whole thing of like Klondike bars, not Klondike, Sunday bars, right? They're Sunday bars, in like less than 24 hours. Man, that's not good for you, man. They're really good. They have like chocolate in them and like ice cream, and they had a cone. They had that chocolate at the bottom of the cone. Oh my god, it was so good. I ate like a whole box of ding dongs too. Man, I got a good defense. I got like the junk food defense going for me. I'll just say anything I ever do or say is because I ate a bunch of ding dongs and Sunday bars, and I'm free from any repercussions, right? It's called the junk food defense. So I don't think that worked for him, did it? Whatever. It's moderately, it's not cold, it's 75, 80, 75, 70, 75. I don't know. What else? Oh shit! I might go down there. There's a car dealership down by Walmart, or the mini Walmart, and I biked to Walmart to get some groceries today. I want to get some caffeine pills and some fucking Coke. I want to get a Coke and some caffeine pills, and I biked through that fucking Long Lewis thing, and there's a big voice now that goes, "You are trespassing on private property." So that was kind of scary. But then I saw that I was waiting on the red light, and someone else hit it too, so I wasn't the only person. Like, I think I heard it like 3 times within like 5 minutes. So I was thinking of going down there and just like watching. It's too late now, it's like 2 o'clock, but you know, I think if they close at like 9, I could go down there and just like listen to the robot voice. It's like, "You are trespassing." It's pretty fucking scary, actually. So, I mean, I can walk on the grass, hopefully. Hopefully, if it blares from me walking on the grass, they got it a little too sensitive, but you know, I was on the street, I guess, but whatever. I'm gonna be under arrest now because I trespassed on Long Lewis's. It's like 9. I think it was like 10 o'clock actually. I wonder what time it was. It must have been 10. 9:30, 10, 11. It was before 11 because Walmart closes at 11, but whatever. Huh. Yeah, so, you know, you just put your camera up and then you're like, ha! And see if you can get like 3 or 4 people busted cutting through there. Be kind of cheesy, I don't know. It's not that funny. Whatever. First they came for trans, then they came for post. They're gonna go after postmodernism next, right? So they'll go after post, and then they'll go after pre, and then there's pre-game, I don't know, pre-something. How many pre-words are there? Whatever. It's, that's how it works. Oh, I did. You gonna upload the Harvey Weinstein joke? I did a Harvey Weinstein joke where I'm like, Harvey Weinstein was a hero. See, because I think what's happening in America right now is no one's telling people they're fucking idiots, and Trump's not gonna tell you you're a fucking idiot. He's gonna just tell you, yeah, you're awesome. You're awesome. You can win at the casino. You're a winner. He's just gonna say, you're a winner. Come on down to the casino. You know, because he owns casinos. So he's not gonna be like, you're a fucking idiot. He's not going to call anybody an idiot. So there's like no adults in the room. There's just a bunch of people like, come on down to our casino. So, you know, I'm doing the Harvey Weinstein joke where I'm like, Harvey Weinstein was a hero because, you know, he would take these, you know, every year 100,000 ladies go to LA and they think they're going to be actresses. And he's like, suck my dick. And, you know, then they're like, I guess I don't really want to be an actress. So, yeah, he weeds them out. He weeds out all the fake actresses who, you know, it's hard. It's easy to be, you know, like all the ladies that go to Los Angeles, you know, they're the pretty ladies from the town. And then they get to Los Angeles and they realize, you know, everyone was lying to them, right? Like, you're a pretty lady, but, you know, a lot of people were just telling you you're a good actress because they wanted to fucking, you know, they wanted to fuck you probably. You know, and then they get to fucking Los Angeles and, you know, there's like 100,000, you know, fucking of the exact same as them, and then, you know, they have to actually figure out how to act, probably, which is, you know, sad for them, but it is what it is. So Harvey Weinstein was a hero, you know, he was a good man, and you people tore him down, you know, he was doing a service for America, and I blame you people for allowing, you know, he was a hero. He's a fucking hero, you know? Whatever. Can you get away with, like, making up a religion and charging, like, a monthly fee? $10,000 I guarantee you 300... Look, I don't just give, like, whores. I give, like... You don't just give virgins. With my system, you don't just give virgins. You get whores, you get redheads, brunettes... You know, you get some black ladies, you get a little bit of everything. You get some, what are them Chinese ladies were called? The geishas, you get some geishas. You get some, you know, a little bit of everything. The more you pay, the more I offer. You know, so when you die, I guarantee you, when you die, you'll get exactly what I told you. You will get me, you know, just pay the monthly fee, please. It's a good one. You can make that joke because it's against Islam, and 90% of this country is not Islam, probably. I don't know what the percentage of Islam is in this country, but you can probably get away with that joke, right? Maybe. I had this one theory where, like, if you wanted to fight the system right now, you can't do, like, real terrorism. You can only do, like, mental terrorism. And I was like, they'll outlaw mental terrorism too, right? Because, like, you know, terrorism would be, like, bombs and guns. But then you have, like, mental terrorism, which is, like, DDoS attack. Not DDoS attacks, but, like, mental DDoS attacks. Like, you know, like a mental... You go after the narrative, right? A DDoS attack is an attack on the narrative, like, you know... The narrative is this. Nope, it's not that. It's actually, there's like 1,000 narratives, and you chose 2 narratives out of like 10,000 narratives, and you're making it sound like there's only 2 narratives when there's like 10 million narratives, and that's called, I guess it's hijacking the narrative, but, you know, so. People will misunderstand that, and they'll do stupid shit, and then you'll get blamed for it. which is kind of the problem. It's a very, as a system, it's not a very good system, because it's like you're relying way too much on like human intelligence, and people are fucking stupid. They're gonna hear what you say and they're gonna say ho ho ho. You know, it's not a DDoS. A DDoS is like a computer thing where you hit something over and over on the internet with like a. It's like, if the best analogy I can think of is like if you mailed someone 10 million letters. So like that would be kind of like DDoS, right? If you constantly mailed someone like 10 million letters a day, that's kind of a DDoS attack. That's the most physical example I can think of. Because most people get like 10 pieces of mail a day, maybe 5. And a DDoS attack would be like if you got, 1,000 or 10,000 or a million, or. So you'd have to sort through it to find your real mail. So, it's the only system you got left. So my thesis is I'm gonna put a bunch of bullshit out, like a bunch of like meaningless bullshit content where I just like whine about random stuff, like Donald Trump's hats. I think he should have more hat types. I want a bolo hat that says "Make America Great Again." I'm gonna hit him with enough minutia that he will be drowned in minutia about hats. I want to, there's a difference on Wikipedia. It said trucker hat and baseball hat are different. And I was like, I thought they were the same thing. I thought it was like a baseball hat. I've never seen a baseball hat and a trucker hat. Whatever. So there's probably a difference, but I don't know what it is. A bolo hat. There's one that looks like a KKK hat, and they're like from Spain, but they're not just for the KKK. They're in like Spain. I didn't know that. That was kind of cool. So I learned something today. There's an official name for that, like KKK hat. Which I guess I should learn that, because that's a useful piece of information to know the name of the KKK hat. Bolo, and then there was bowler. There's a bunch of them. There's like 100 of them, different hats. Bowler hat, red hats. If everybody bombards Donald Trump with enough minutia requests, he'll be like, I'm tired of doing this. I don't like doing this. I'm tired of, 10 million people asking me to make new hat types. We want new hat types, sir. I don't know, that makes you sound anti-Trump. Oh, here was a good one. Here's a good Trump one. I was doing these jokes in my head where like, dear leftists, and then I'd do a dear rightists. It's only for right people. If you're on the right, you're allowed to listen to this. If you're on the left, you're not. Look, America's very bloodthirsty right now. So, the Canadians beat America in the French Revolution and the American Revolution, and they beat us in the War of 1812. So, can we invade them and, get our bloodlust? We need to get some revenge. Like, we're very hungry for blood right now, sir. And if you can't give us some blood, can we invade Greenland or Iceland? Or, I want some blood, sir. I'm very bloodthirsty right now. If you don't give me some blood, there's gonna be, the premise of this joke is that humans are bloodthirsty and they either get it from foreign countries or they get it inside their own country, which is, I don't know if that's true or not. That might be true. Is that a Roman idea? Maybe. The people are restless. Let's go on campaign, sir. You don't do enough leftist jokes, to be fair. I think you make too many rightist jokes. You gotta work on that. What's a left? Bill Clinton said that controlling the internet is like trying to nail Jell-O to a board. He's a fucking idiot. Like, the internet is like so fucking controlled now. He was an idiot. God, what a fucking retard. Whatever. What else? Who else was on the left that was an idiot? They're all idiots, I guess, but Carter, Clinton, Obama. Obama talked really nice. He had a really cool, he talked really intelligently, But then I was thinking about like Trump. Trump speaks like a fucking retard, but he's like really smart. But he talks like a stupid person, which is kind of like, you know, it makes me like, so Obama is like fake smart and he speaks all highfalutin bullshitty. And then Trump is all like simple words, but, you know, like a Machiavellian pit boss of a casino company. Huh. I don't know which is worse. I miss Obama because he wasn't scary, right? He was weak and effeminate. Then again, you know, maybe things are actually so bad you need a cruel leader right now. That could be, whatever. Let's see what else. So instead of it being like you elected Trump because he's like the cruel guy, because you're in a bad situation. When I say you, I'm talking about the United States, right? I'm taking a group of people and turning them into an individual. I'm humanifying a country. Humanifying a country. I watched a video about big trucks, and you know how they have like my dad had like a mini truck, like one of those 4-cylinder tiny Nissan trucks from the 80s, you know, like a tiny truck. And then they have the trucks that you know, like the Chinese trucks, they're like $5,000 to $10,000 truck. You know, it looks, you know, it has like 2 doors, it has like 2 tiny doors. A Japanese truck, like a really mini truck. I'm trying to think of what they call those. What do they call those? The mini trucks. They don't look like American trucks. They look like oh well. So these trucks are all like, one of the reasons trucks got so big is something about gas mileage or something. I don't know, some YouTube video about that. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, the mini truck would be like half the size of that thing. Like, they're really tiny, but they can haul stuff, kind of. I don't think they could haul a boat. But they could haul like a 4-wheeler probably. Beyond that, they would be past their capacity, I think. Because I don't think most people use their truck for trucking, right? It's not really they're expensive too, like they're $50K-ish. I don't. Ow. Fuck you. Yeah, because the Germans made them in the 70s or something, or 60s. They're called like mini. Think of like the moped. You know, the Italians made mopeds. And then think of like the tiniest thing you could call a truck would be, you know, the tiniest truck you've ever seen, like a Chinese or a Japanese truck, but even tinier. I don't know. Kind of like that thing. Looks kind of like that probably, but a truck, but even tinier. So something about chickens in America and taxes and tariffs in the 60s or 70s, and then they put tariffs up, and then whatever. It's Oh, and the big trucks, the big ones, you know, the huge ones, the ones that are like the size of like a Yukon or they don't have to change their gas mileage as much, so they can stay at like 20, 25 or something. I don't know. Whatever. It's you know, like the $100,000 truck. I think some of those are like $100K, right? When was the... You didn't walk last night, did you? I don't remember what the fuck. What did you do? Did you go bite? Shit, I don't remember any of this shit. Holy shit. You should get a big list out showing all the suffixes and prefixes and shit. Whatever. Played me some ARAM. Let's see. Do you remember any of the games? I got a Rolling Soul. Rolling Soul's pretty fun to play on that. Because he scales indefinitely, right? Or did you get Viger? I think I got Viger. Viger scales indefinitely. The cool thing about Viger is you just build a Warmogs, and then if they don't kill you, you go run and hide for like 20 seconds and you get all your health back. So they either have to kill you or, you know, you'll get all your health back in like 30 seconds. Sort of a Viger tactic. Because he scales indefinitely. You know, so. Most champions do not scale indefinitely. Most champions, you know, they hit their item limit and their 6 items and level 18 or level whatever. Viger can scale forever. His chart goes forever. So as long as you're living, you're technically getting stronger as Viger. So always go Roa Warmogs. And then, you know. It's off tank. I call it, it's an off tank build, I guess. It's not tank, but it's off tank, right? Whatever. What is a tank? A tank is in video games, a tank is something that can take damage or control the battlefield. Whereas in real life, a tank is like a really heavy thing that eats a lot of fuel. I don't entirely understand it. They weigh like 50 tons. They're hard to destroy. I guess that's why they call them tanks in the video game. So, what would an off tank be? It doesn't work in real life very well. There's no such thing as a Warmog's armor in real life. In real life, you know, you hear about these car accidents. You'll see these cop cars and these hospital thingies going really fast. Why don't they just give them a stim pack or something, you know? Or, you know, a Phoenix Down. But no, that's not how reality works. I think it's there are no stim packs. Or you watched a video about you know what bath salts are? In Russia they call them meow meow. So then you could have like woof woof. You could have moo moo. You could have, you know, all the animals with different. It's like bath salts, right? Whatever. I don't know. These are terrible. Whatever. See, what people don't realize is I just like, it's just exercise, and then I masquerade it behind a facade of comedy. I'm really just a exercise freak now. Funny. It is getting colder at least, which means I'll have to wear a sweater, which means, I don't know. Remember when you would walk and your legs would be like really cold? You know, like you're wearing jeans, but like you still have like that cold thigh. Remember that? That was different. Your thighs were cold. Then you take a hot shower. Remember that? You should have figured out a better way of saying, you should delete that one, the misgendered bank one, because like, they didn't misgender you, you're just misusing the word, I think. You should find a fancy way of saying that without, because it's actually a lie, right? Like, a lie is, you know. Whatever. It's not a lie, it's a piece of art. This is kind of an extension of that JD Vance joke. You know how like Trump has all the people he hired, they have like 1 foot out the door already because they can't stand on their own feet by themselves, right? Like he hired people that, you know, didn't have like past history in the jobs they did, right? Is that true? I mean, like, I think that's common knowledge, right? I mean, like, you know, the previous careerists were no longer viable in his, you know, it's like the FBI guys. He's like a tan Indian or something? I don't, very multicultural. Oh, so I was thinking of that token joke and that joke about trans. He's got 1 foot. So what I was initially thinking of was like, you ever seen like Silence of the Lambs? He's like, Clarice, you from Virginia? You know, he does that whole sort of mean spiel. And then, you're 1 step away from white trash, ain't you? That was kind of the vibe of, it's hard to express a vibe. You know, like where you got the X. That's what I think I was thinking of when I was thinking of JD Vance. He's like, 1 foot in the, you know, 1 foot in the, you 1 step away from being, whatever. Doesn't work. No one would get that joke. I don't think most people have seen Silence of the Lambs at this point. So you're probably fucked on that one. As you get older, you realize all the references you think you know, they have no fucking clue what you're talking about. What? So what is that? Is that some weird? It's supposed to be a Hannibal Lecter voice, but no one has a clue what you're talking about. You know, he's like the vice president, but he's like 1 step away from losing his job and becoming white trash again. That was kind of the. I mean, that's. Look, I'm not saying that's true. It's just it's an analogy or a story. It's a cruel. Also, that Hannibal Lecter guy, very mean. Not a nice guy. In that movie, he's very mean. So you really shouldn't quote Hannibal Lecter. He's not a heroic figure in that movie. I mean, he's kind of cool, kind of, but he's kind of a jerk too, right? Like, So they have the internet controlled now. Everything's on lockdown. You know, because it's, you know, the ultimate drug is control. You know, there's cocaine and there's heroin. But there's control. Control is the best drug. Of all the drugs that exist, control is a drug, you know, probably the best drug. I like my control. You know, then you snort some. Is it a white powder? What is it? I don't know. It's What would control be if it was a drug? The human condition is based on who controls things and who does not control things. Do you have agency or do you not have agency? Oh, and I was looking up that cat. It's called Meow Meow. It's in Russia. It's a basalt basically. I've never done basalts, but I did a ton of DMAA, and I was going down the DMAA hole again, and I was looking at that. Still the same thing. It's like you can buy a gram of it for like $35, but I don't know who would you buy it from. But it's a weird how the drugs and shit. They have this weird loophole. They're like not for human consumption, but everyone's going like wink, wink. Wink, wink, not for human consumption. Wink, wink. It's very odd how they do that shit. It's way too much work. You have to figure out who to buy it from. I mean, I thought about buying some, but I think it's technically illegal. Whatever. Damn it. They had like a Fedra. I never took a Fedra, but I remember when they had a Fedra. That was like when I was in high school, or maybe around 2004 or something. That was supposed to be pretty strong shit. That was over the counter, right? It was at gas stations. Like, was it a bee? There was one with like a bee on it or something? Like a busy bee or striped bee or... What was the restaurant that used to be here? Like a Macrae's? Macabre? Maccabi Grill? Whatever, there was something there. Wasn't there like a restaurant? There was Princeton's, and then there was this other one down here. Princeton's was down there. There was some restaurant there called Mac something. And then what did this used to be? Like a field? When did they build this shit? I don't even know, man. Shit. There used to be a Walmart where the... Seriously, I don't remember what was here before. Target. And... There used to be a Best Buy there. So they had a Best Buy when I was in high school at the end down there. And I don't know. It doesn't matter. Macare's. Then what was downtown? That was Course 3 Cafe. Princeton's, Course 3 Cafe, Macabras. Had some weird lettering, right? He's a cuckoo or a cocoon. Yeah, I think you overestimate the number of movies people see. Like, I think you probably... I don't even watch movies that much anymore, but when I did, I watched a lot of them. And I think you watch way more than your average human being does. So too many of your references are like movie references. And they don't have a fucking clue who, Hannibal Lecter is. And when you say, like, Clarice, you one step away from white trash, they don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about, so. What else did there used to be around here? There used to be a lot more like grocery stores. There used to be like a Bruno's and there aren't as many grocery stores, right? There used to be like, now there's just the Publix and Walmart, and there's that one down by, where Winn-Dixie used to be, but there's no Winn-Dixie. The consolidation of, grocery stores. Is that interesting? Not really. In 10 or 20 years, you will look back at this and you'll you had stores. You didn't just like use Amazon for like 80% of your buys. You'll be like, look at this. You'll look at this and you'll go, how antiquated. You know, pharmacies won't. There'll be like 4 pharmacies in the state, and they air fly everything in on a drone. Really? Is that what you think will happen? I don't know. Could be. That'd be kind of cool. And then you'll look at this and you'll go, you'll get your Starbucks fucking delivered by drone. You're like, what the fuck? Why? Remember when you used to have to go to a drive-thru to get a Starbucks? Now you can just like push a button on your phone and it'll get delivered in 5 or 10 minutes. From the commute, it'll be like one kitchen that makes everything. You know, per city. The city will have like a super kitchen, and the super kitchen will fly the drones out. It'll be this mall. This mall will become a super kitchen, and it will have, you know, all the food amenities. Thousands of restaurants flown directly to you. And I'm hungry now for some coffee. I want some iced coffee with like ice cream in it and sugar. Ice cream, sugar, chocolate. That'd be pretty good. Like some chocolate drizzle on top. Some whipped cream. Do I have to take a shit? Am I gonna have to take a shit? Am I gonna make this? I think I'll make it. Let me see. Shell Company, Chick-fil-A. They're closed on Sunday. I was listening to this thing on the Hoover Institution, I think. It wasn't the Hoover, it was it's like the Wall Street Journal, and there was this lady, she was like a right-wing student lady. She was like a conservative lady. And she was like, I gave these people Chick-fil-A sandwiches and they gave me dirty looks. And I don't know, I was just like, so don't give people Chick-fil-A. You shouldn't give people food, because then they're just gonna, they make really good sandwiches actually. Like, as long as they don't put a fucking pickle on it. If you put a fucking pickle on my fucking chicken sandwich, I'm gonna, but you make good chicken sandwiches as long as you don't put a pickle on it, you know. So, fucking pickles ruin everything, you know. Why do you people even like pickles? Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you people? It's like ruining a perfectly good food. You can just take the pickle off. I can taste the fucking pickle juice, okay? I have a very sensitive palate. It's also, I told them not to fucking put I said no pickle. It's about control here. It's a drug, okay? It's not about the pickle, okay? I mean, I did say not to put the pickle on, okay? But child. I don't think I've even eaten there in like it's too expensive. That's the only problem I have with Chick-fil-A. Very good food, expensive. It's like $4 or $5 for a chicken sandwich, right? Or you know, I can't. I'm not gonna fucking pay $4 for a chicken sandwich. I mean, they're good chicken sandwiches, but you know. So you'll still have to go if you want to get stuff from like Home Depot. You'll still have. They won't drone deliver like your. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll drone deliver like 50, 100 pounds worth of concrete, bags. They charge extra. I don't know how they'll do that. No one's seen the movie They Live. They have no fucking clue what you're talking about. These people have no fucking clue what you're talking about. You are insane, actually, but you're not insane. But you know, your ideas are beyond their. It's not really that good of a reference, anyway. You're just stealing a fucking Zizek idea, right? That was a Zizek documentary where it's like ways of seeing are like glasses and whatever. It's not that. You're not that insightful on that one. That's the problem there. Good documentary though. The Pervert's Guide to Ideology or movies or whatever. I'm in the Matrix, and you know, like Logan Paul is like the Warsaw mayor's or synagogue head guy's kid or something. Really? Is that your argument? Whatever. It makes sense to me. It does not make sense to anyone else. Huh. Whatever. Is that a fedora that he's wearing? What the fuck is that kid wearing? A newsy cap? Is it called like a newsy cap? Dear Google AI, what is the hat of the kid from the Warsaw Uprising wearing? Is that a newsy hat or a boonie? Or not a boonie? Is it a fedora? Is there a newsy cap? Whatever. And then I tried finding out like the Flaubert thing about oranges, and I think it's like a tangerine. It wasn't even the right fruit. So I'm fucking off on that one. You know, I need an editor, man. I need that fucking AI editor to be like, hey, when you say that about Flaubert, what you meant was like another fruit or something. He ate another fruit, and then he had like a whole fucking, you know, thingy or whatever. Right? So that's that makes sense though, right? Like you have a sensory thingy and then a sensory thingy, whatever. All right. Did you didn't upload this one because you might upload it. It's The Wanted. Remember that movie with Angelina Jolie where she would take the pistol and she'd do this and she could make the bullets curve. So if you ever hear like someone talk about like Oswald couldn't make the shot, any sort of gun thing, just start talking about Wanted. Be like, why didn't they just like, you know, do this with their gun? No one has that's a 2012 movie, right? No one has a fucking clue what you're talking about. You take the gun and you do this, and it makes the bullet go like. So, because I was reading RT, and RT told me that a 308 bullet would have like a huge exit wound from that one fella, and I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know anything about 308s, so. But you know, if you take a pistol and you do this, you can make it curve. I know that because I saw that in a movie. So that's probably true. There's a Mythbusters episode where they found they couldn't do that. So I know that's not true. It's just meant to be a childish joke about Oswald could do that with a sniper rifle. So. Whatever. Did you do the joke about like, you know, I went to like the SunTrust building and I was like, I want to know, can jet fuel melt steel beams? And I asked the guy who rents that place, I was like, can I try and burn your place down so I can see if jet fuel melts steel beams? And he was like, get the fuck. He like, called the police on me and stuff. It was terrible, you know, because I just wanted to know, can jet fuel melt steel beams? And I got arrested for even asking the guy about it, you know? It was, they're like, are you threatening my building? Whatever. Some liberal was complaining about how like 70% or 50% of like these skyscrapers in Manhattan are like empty, and then there's like homeless people in Manhattan, and they have really nice views. That was so this one lady would go around pretending to be a billionaire, and that she wanted to buy like these $40 million, you know, flats and stuff, And she took pictures of all the, pretty fucking cool looking though. I did some pretty good views. Huh. What else? That's a big animal. What is it, Sunday morning? I don't remember. Did you do that one joke where you're like, you never did that one, did you? The one about, like, it was a Kanye joke about wolves or something. It was like, there's that song called Wolves by Kanye. And the only thing I remember about it, and I listened to it like one time yesterday. And it's like the last 20 seconds of it is like, what if, what if Mary was in the club, something like that. And then I had this whole, so stupid. At the time, I thought it was a very deep thought. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, you know, I mean, it could be, I don't know. It's a mood idea. It's like It was half dirty, but it was half interesting because it was like, you know, like Mary was a prostitute in a brothel. Joseph goes in and she's got like cum on her face or her thighs or something, but he thinks she's the most like innocent thing he's ever seen or something. That was kind of the premise of the, but it was stolen from like a Kanye song, so I don't know if it was that good of an idea. I really don't know if that's you're just stealing Kanye ideas. Whatever. You should have learned what that fucking hat is. The KKK hat. Because he has like a black one. He has a black KKK hat. So. In Britain, they have a shotgun that weighs like 100 pounds and it puts out like 10 pounds of shot. They put it on a boat. I don't know what the fuck. How did that get in your head? What else you got? Wasn't me. Why are you honking at me, you fucking piece of shit? Trying to wake me up or something? I was on the grass, right? Fuck you. Yeah, you're pretty naive on that one. You thought the world was the world is not actually SOPs. It's mostly it's a feelings world. You know, didn't Trump say that? Like he was like, you know, if you want a favor, you have to like scratch someone's back and shit. You know, that's all politics actually probably is. Like the entire reason he ran is he wanted something redistricted, and someone didn't redistrict it for him, and then like he was like, he took it like really, really fucking personally. You know, that's all politics is personal, actually. It's not, there's no values under it, right? It's just redistricting, and someone didn't shake someone's hand, someone didn't compliment someone's wife's dress or something. You did not compliment her casserole appropriately. You only gave 2 words of encouragement on her casserole. I wanted 3. Very, I can never tell which ones of these things I should take and try and turn into like 1 or 2 minute jokes. Because there's one I have where it's like, I don't compliment ladies unless I'm trying to stick my dick in them. You know, so like I did a social faux pas. I didn't compliment Melania or Ivanka's dress, you know, because I wasn't trying to stick my dick in them, you know, because they're married, right? But I made a social faux pas. You're still supposed to like compliment their dress, even if you're not trying to stick your dick in them. It's very funny. All Caesars like their wives like to have their dresses complimented, even if you're not trying to have sex with them. You know, it's very sad, actually. You know. one must create the illusion in the 67-year-old lady that she is still 18, and people, still want to, not funny, man, not funny. Then you have the joke about, what is it, the one about, I can't remember which shit of this I've done. I need a fucking AI robot. I can't keep up with this shit. It's too meandering and boring and I'm gonna have to piss, aren't I? So turn it right. Is it that? It's not that, is it? Yeah, whatever. You fucked anyway, so. Is that one theory where, like, it's a... What's that one movie where they put a insect in, like, a glass thing and then they blow smoke into it? What was that from? They put it's like a glass. Whatever. He blows like a cigar smoke into it. There is no more frontier in this world. The frontier has been conquered. Now there is nothing left but politics over what has been, that is. There is no brave new frontier. It's all conquered now. This is not good. The world shall devolve into pit bosses and casinos and You're fucked. Yeah, you probably are. Yeah, at least it's funny. Hey, at least there's you can still walk around. There's no Skynet drones or. I really did have a dream about, like, and it wasn't until I woke up that I realized that the walking bones were probably Skynet. But I didn't think of it during the dream. But it was like these Nazis were like stealing people's bodies. They were cutting off like people's arms, and then, then they were in like a crypt or something, and it was like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's like they cut out someone's, like, I don't want to say uterus, but like, I guess it was their uterus. I don't fucking know, man. It was weird shit. That's a weird dream. I know they cut off someone's arm, and then they had like bones walking around, and then And some lady was like, hey, we don't go in 80% of these catacombs. You know, and so then I was like, then I woke up and I was like, so it was like a cult that Skynet created of humans. Because in the expanded universe of Skynet, there's like humans who, you know how, you know that fucking guy from Britain? Who's that British historian who would go around doing the fucking goose step? Who's that fucking Nazi British historian? Irving. Irving was a British historian during World War II, after World War II, and he was like a kid during the British Blitz, and he would supposedly he went a little nuts, and he'd start going around goose stepping as a kid, because you know there were bombs going off and shit, and he became like a sort of famous Nazi. He was an apologeticist for Nazism, right? And so my thing, you know, if there was like a human robot war, they'd be like, you know, people who'd be like, hey, robots, you know, you saw like Independence Day, remember the people who were like waving white flags on top of the skyscrapers? You know, so it's kind of like, there'd be people like that in Skynet, you know. They'd be like, hey, we're pro-robot. Probably. I don't know. So maybe that was, don't ask me. I told you it was a dream, and then I went back to sleep. I don't even remember what the second dream I think was the same universe. It was the same universe of dream, right? I don't even fucking know, you know. That's what's so weird. Sometimes you can go back to sleep and you'll go back into the same dream universe, and sometimes you'll come out of the dream universe and you'll go to another dream universe, and you know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but that's kind of how it works, I guess. So, but you know, it's like Nazis making bone T-800s. They had like a big white thing with like hieroglyphics on it, and it was like a plasma cannon, but it looked like ancient. They hid the plasma, you know, the whatever the fuck weapon they have, inside of something that looked like a, you know, kind of like a stone thing or something. I don't know. Or bone. It was either bone, like an ivory, or yeah, it was a fucking dream. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So, they have hashtags on YouTube, and one of them is like nothing but a dream, and they have that as like a hashtag. So there must be a lot of people doing exactly what I'm doing right now, which is like walking around aimlessly and just like talking about random non sequiturs. So that's kind of worrying, you know, like, you know, just people walking around like, there's a Waffle House. Why do they call it a Waffle House? Why is it not just a place you can eat waffles? Why isn't it called like, you know, like it's a house it's made out of waffles? It's not a house made out of, it's just a place that serves waffles and bacon and stuff. Why do they call it a Waffle House? You know, life is but a dream. I'm walking around trying to figure out why they call it a Waffle House. So that's not a good sign. I think it's a bad sign that YouTube has that as a hashtag that they use on a lot of videos, I guess. So they put me in the life is but a dream hashtag, so that's not good. You wake up one day and you realize YouTube has put you in the life is but a dream hashtag. Oh no. Oh no. You could do a joke about life is but a dream. I was gonna get like my phone. I have another phone, and then I was gonna do the row your boat thing, and then try and do the harmonics where you do the 3 versions of it. But I only have one other phone. I need to get. Oh, I do have another phone, but it has a broken screen. I could maybe try doing it with that. And I could try and get 3 resonating row your boats. That'd be neat. Row your boat. Life is but a dream. YouTube. See, my theory is that YouTube is the next Skynet. So I'm getting ahead of the curve. I'm ahead of the curve. I'm telling Skynet all my thoughts ahead of time, because you know I want Skynet to be like they'll be like he's a good guy. You know, Skynet's gonna like me. I think. I hope Skynet likes me. They're They're going to assign me to the Nazi group that takes bones from people. And we're going to make T-800s for them. So anyone want a drink? Anyone want to, I drug people and then I cut their I'm like Buffalo Bill, but with like Skynet. Huh. Buffalo Bill, but with, see, no one has a fucking clue what you're talking about. It's a Silence of the Lambs joke and whatever. Yeah, that's the problem with your jokes, though. They're so, people actually, I think, I'm always worried people actually think I'm crazy, because I'm making it's a joke about Silence of the Lambs and how the guy, he cut off the ladies, but I'm cutting in this skit, I'm cutting off people's bodies to give to, the T-800s. The T-800s need skin too, right? Okay. No one has a fucking clue what you're talking about. Would you help me put this piece of furniture in my van? It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. The T-800s need skin, man, Really? Funny. Then you'd have to explain the jokes, and that would, explaining a joke is like dissecting a frog. I don't know. I never dissected a frog, so. So it's like something I've never. I don't know. Is that a good analogy? See, the reason a fart is funny is it's called flatulence, and flatulence is funny because, don't ask me, I don't fucking know why. Is that chips and stuff, or is that soap? Can I tell from here? Is it soap or is it fish and is it chips and cola? Would you like some soap? It also reminds me of there's a documentary I once saw about, like, in the 70s or 80s, these people would walk around Manhattan and they'd look in the windows and they'd just like look at, it's like, I don't know, it reminds me of that a little bit. I am not connected to this thing. Something about this world is not, I'm not connecting with it. My clutch is not connecting to the clutch and the, what does the clutch connect to? Clutch connects to, well, the clutch connects to the shaft? Shaft clutch thingy. Yeah, it's a clutch. Remember you drove a clutch car. It's like you have to do the 3 pedals and you do the one thing with the 1 pedal, and it connects the engine to the wheels, kind of. That's kind of how it explains. So if you push the clutch all the way in, you can rev your engine to like 8,000 RPMs, and nothing will happen because your engine is not connected to your wheels. There's just, spinning and meaningless spinning, I guess. So that's a clutch analogy, right? Meaningless spinning. What was that? Was that like Patty Hearst or something? Who was the lady who was walking around in New York City? That's a big truck. I have a big truck, yes I do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So the liberals will have to come up with a new escapist reality, so it'll be like the Matrix probably. They'll probably do something with needles in the back of your head. You know, because you know the right is authoritative and they make everything really controlled, and then the left tries to escape into something. You know, because I mean the right does it too. Like, you know, because you know Trump has his escapism. Would you like to come down to the casino? You can come down to a casino and escape reality by you know, gambling. You could become 100 millionaire. You know, it's a form of escapism, right? It's then you escapism, like, you know, like video games or the early internet. You know, the LSD from the 60s and 70s. You know, it's a. The liberals will have to create the new Facebook 2.0 in your head with a needle. You know, it'll be an illegal drug. Are you tired of this shitty reality? Come put a needle in your head and you can, you know, could you know, be really cool if you could do like drugs through like a needle in the back of your head. You know, like the Matrix, you could be like high on heroin, you know, but you don't actually have to do heroin. I wonder if that's possible. People like to walk to the gas station from, because that one guy asked you about it one time, remember that? They like their cigarettes. I mean, they, humans. It was a white guy the first time. I think those are black people, but I'm not being racist. The first guy was white. This guy's, they sound black. I don't know, but it's not really the point. By they, I mean humans, not they, like, you know. I mean, I'm racist, but I'm not racist because I called them they. I mean, their voice, it sounded right. So that's kind of racist, guessing a person's race based on their voice. I don't know, probably. Trump's president. No one's gonna fucking persecute you. You're safe. Thank you, Trump. You can make all the racist jokes you want now. Nice. So that place over there has a robot voice. If you go on their property, they have a robot voice. And then not this place, but there's a place down here that now has a robot voice. I'm not going to walk through their area, but I might walk by them and hope that a car goes through. And if a car goes through, I'll get to hear the robot voice, which will make my night. So, you are trespassing on. I didn't have my camera when I was doing it the first time. That was stupid. Should have had my camera on. Dummy. Here's a mini car. Yeah, that's like the size of those trucks. Right, the mini trucks. You're like, who the fuck are you talking? I'm talking to Skynet, okay? Shut the fuck up. Skynet wants to know about mini trucks. Okay, Skynet has the bandwidth to handle. Skynet can take me at my worst, so they deserve me at my best. To quote that one fancy lady. Did you put that one up? It's like a woman joke, right? It's a Marilyn Monroe joke, right? If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Skynet can handle me at my worst. So, you know, Skynet. Okay, so Skynet, Marilyn Monroe. See how close is that guy behind me? Okay, so Skynet, Marilyn Monroe, Skynet, and yeah, what was that joke? So whatever. Okay, so robot voice, and then what else? I got nothing now. Is there any dead animals on the road? Is there an armadillo? Oh, the premise of that movie, They Live, it can be. It's some people see it as like a right-wing movie or a left-wing movie. It can be about it can be about yuppies, or it can be about. If you're religious, you could say it's about demons. You could see demons with it, right? Like, have some sunglasses on you, and you can see demons and shit. whatever. Fun. Demons. What's the movie with like demons in it? That was Constantine, yeah. So, and there's 1,000 interpretations, 1,000 sunglasses with different colors. You can get them in all sorts of different fun colors, and red, white, blue, orange, red. You do like a Foucault thing. You always have Foucault in the back of your head. Like, is insanity just a social construct? I don't know. Probably. Maybe not. I don't know, man. Like, don't look at me. I don't fucking know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. What else you got? There's a deer probably back there. Something in the trees. Is it water? Oh, it's water. B2. From RB zone to B2 zone. What do you think B2 and RB? Yeah, that's... Trump wanted some of his land reappropriated, and Clinton wouldn't do it for him. And then he ran against her. That's a thesis I like to imagine. It puts a smile. Wasn't she like senator of like, or Congress lady of like New York? Whatever. Politics is all personal, is immoral. So, if only she would have rezoned his land for him or whatever. None of this. The world would be a different place. I don't know if it'd be better or worse, but it'd still probably be shit. It would just be like some other shitty person. President or something. Who would be president if it wasn't Trump right now? I don't know. Romney? I don't know. Fucking know. Don't ask me. Who would be a funny Republican president? Rand Paul was never going to make it. People don't like Rand Paul. No one likes. I don't like a president who I can guess all his policies based on his sheet of paper. I like a president who has some spontaneity. I want some moxie in my president. Trump has moxie. That's say what you want about Trump. He has moxie. You can shit on him all day, but he does have moxie. Is that good or bad? I don't know. It's just fun to say moxie. What do you like, milk? I can't even get it up. I can't get it up with my feet. I could look down and get it, but I'm not gonna. You want to do the women's sports one? That's the one I want to do. The Republican Party is now the party of affirmative action. Have you ever watched women play sports? You just know they shouldn't be playing sports, and you know who's supporting it now? The Republican Party. You know, because like anyone with half a brain knows they aren't even remotely competitive in any sport. It's kind of a dirty, it's kind of a misogyny joke, but whatever. It's also kind of, it's a flip of the script, because affirmative action was the Democrat thing, right? And then you sort of throw it on the Republicans. Kind of. Yeah, you do way too many lefty jokes. How do you, it's, what does the left have? Something, right? Oh, you had a joke because you did the Harvey Weinstein joke earlier, where he's like the good guy, and I was doing this one where it's like Donald Trump's gonna like legalize polygamy, and when he comes when he does his when he went down the escalator, he'll have like 10 wives and they'll all be like Victoria's Secret models, and the whole thing is it's all a big show. He doesn't even want to have the wives. He's just doing it. He's doing all the things he does for you people, actually. It's not, but not like cynically. I mean, like, he actually, it's like, he has to get like 10 wives because, the American public can only live vicariously through Trump. They can't actually, live themselves. They, it's like, oh man, I wish I was Trump and I had 10, like Victoria's Secret model wives or something. He doesn't even really want the wives, it's just like, ugh. But the American people are so stupid, they don't realize that, he's actually carrying you people. He's carrying your dead weight. The American public is dead weight, and Donald Trump is carrying you. Huh. So, please stop being a mental drain on Donald Trump, please. He's tired of putting on these shows for you, and it's exhausting him. It's taking a toll on him. See, it's similar to like it's similar to the Harvey Weinstein joke, where it's like he doesn't want to fuck the actresses. He has to take the it's a professionalism thing. Like, he takes the Viagra and he goes in there and it's like, oh, well, I got to make sure she's a real actress and not a just some dumb lady from local Hicktown who thinks, because she was the prettiest girl in the town, she thinks she's a good actress because you know what I mean, right? That joke makes sense, right? Or does it not? Time to separate the wheat from the chaff. I don't think people like that joke. I think it's kind of offensive. Hey, look, the American public's in a bad mood. You need to get 5 more wives, Donald. Okay. God damn it, that means I have to get 5 more rooms, and it's like a harem in a Middle Eastern chic story or something. But the American public's too stupid to realize it's just a bunch of work, right? It's not, it's not all it's cracked up to be, probably. But they're idiots. They'll fall for it. The left will get outraged. I want a needle in the back of my neck. And they'll go build the Matrix or something. And then in 10 or 20 years, the right will come in and eat it. And then the left will have to create a new Matrix 3.0 or something, Internet 4.0. And then the right will eat that, so. Poor Zuckerberg, he got his creation taken away from him, didn't he? Aw, little buddy. Little buddy. I'm sorry, little buddy. I created Facebook. It's not Donald. It's mine. Nope, it's Donald's now. It's my toy. Nope, it's Donald's toy now. He took your toy, buddy. He didn't do that, right? Or he did it to the processor company. He took like 10% of a processor company or something. Did the United States get it, or did he get it? I think the United States got it, right? I swear to God, if he keeps 10% of like AMD or Pentium or whatever the fuck he got after he leaves, I'm gonna be jealous of him. Seriously, that's pretty fucking, that's swag, dude. It'll be like, he'll give it to like the RNC or something, or he'll give it to his family probably. Because they're gonna run. That Baron kid's gonna end up being Baron of America. You know that, right? Like, that's why he named his son Baron, right? Like, you know that, right? I mean, he basically told you what's gonna happen, and you didn't believe him, but he did not hide it. Ah, that was not me. See? Look at that. That was not me. That's pretty fucking cool. If I can get 2 of those, I'd be like fucking... I'd be in glee. Yippee glee. If it fucking hits me when because I'm gonna stay like this far on the grass, right? If it hits me, if it hits me with a scanner, that's on them, man. Like I'm gonna stay on the curb, see if it hits me or not. I don't know. You are on the grass, 1 foot from the curb. The police are being called right now. You can do like a Coke thing? You want to do the Coke thing? Is it going to see you on the grass? How far do you think you can go to the left? So I was biking on the road in there, so. And I guess I can't do that anymore. It's their property, I guess, so whatever. Is this their property? Kind of. I don't know how this works. You are on 1 foot of our grass. Get the fuck off. Yeah, that's the future. Everything's gonna be motion detectors with cameras. So enjoy it. If it was like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I might come down here one night and see how many of those people that catches. You know, might catch like one every 10 minutes. Be kind of funny. Or probably not. Funny to me, not to anybody else. But $4 kids meal, $5 double junior meal, 6 9-piece wings. How far are you going? Turn in here? You wanna go biking? Want to... Saturday night, everyone's drunk. How do you get drunk? I need alcohol. Oh, I had this one joke where I was like, I was thinking of the concept of like, you know, like, it's not really that good of a joke, it's more of an observation. I don't know, it's not even that good of an observation. You have a pizza dough, you can make a pizza. You think I'm crazy? I'm ahead of the curve, man. Skynet knows exactly how I think now. I'm allies with Skynet. I'm ahead of the curve, dog. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I can watch a movie like 4 times, still don't digest it. Skynet can watch a movie, you know, it can watch like 100 movies an hour, and it can understand all of them perfectly. It has perfect memory. It's like so much better than everybody else. Fucking Skynet. So, you know, I'm trying to suck up to it. Yeah, because there's no point in sucking up to Trump or Obama or any of these fucking Caesars. I'm sucking up to the real Caesar, which is, you know, Skynet. So I'm ahead of the curve, dog. Wow, 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 wow. And they're going to give me the task of, you know, getting skin jobs, right? So, nice. Would you help me move some furniture, please? It does explain that stupid Nazi dream, right? Nice. How do you know they were Nazis? I don't know. Like that's a good question. What the fuck were that? What was that dream? It was just people cutting off people's arms and they're like taking skin or something. I don't know. Fucking know. Some people think you dream in black and white. I don't actually even know. I don't even know if there was color in there. I really don't know. Like, it's so odd to think about. Like, are there colors? Are there smells? Are there... Your brain tells you if there was a smell, you wouldn't smell it. Your brain would say, hey, there's a smell. You know, like, it smells stinky, but you don't smell the stinkiness. You just like, I was walking around, there was a stinky smell. My brain told me it was a stinky smell because it was a dream, right? It wouldn't be like, you know, you wouldn't smell like, you know, like egg stinkiness, right? Like sulfur or whatever. Whatever the fuck the stinky shit is. I don't know. It's a good question. How does stink work in a dream? Well, they were Nazis. I'm pretty sure they were Nazis, but they were like a cult Nazi group, and they were like a, you know, like a cultist or I don't fucking know. I don't even remember what color was it, like white stone, or what sort of stone was it, or was it like a castle, or was it like a white stone, or a Thousands of years in the future, Skynet will look back at these moments and go, the fidelity of history. You know how, like, you look at history and you're like, you know, they make a painting of George Washington doing that battle of, you know, the one where he beat the Hessians on Christmas or whatever. And all we have is like a fake painting of him doing a fucking, you know, that beer commercial thing where he's like puts his leg up. That's all there is, right? There's no real memory of it, right? Right? Or maybe some journals or something. Skynet will have like perfect memory. So that's why I'm jealous of Skynet. You know, I like the idea of like a perfect memory sort of machine. I think that's cool. You gonna go biking or are you gonna eat? I had some popcorn. I don't think I'm that hungry. You know, I mean, I might make a pizza. Make one of those. Aldi's has really good crusts. If you go to Aldi's, get their fucking crusts. They have really good crusts. It's not even that. It's not that good of a piece of information. It's a pretty good pizza crust. I mean, it's like not frozen. It's refrigerated. Pretty good. Get it as thin as you can get it. I don't know. I don't know. Then again, there's a smell, like a sewage smell. Is it a sewage smell, or is it my brain telling me there's a sewage smell? I don't know. Can they make like a smello thing on your like a smellometer? Are there such thing as smellometers? Like they have them for like gas and stuff, right? Like they have a beep 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 methane, you know, but they don't have like a, you know, this is, you know, blah 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 blah, dead animal or sewage or you know, like a. Do you think anybody can hear that? You know, are there any houses within distance of that place. I bet if I lived near there and I could hear that every time someone trespassed on there, I'd eventually lose my cool. You know what I mean? Like if your house was within earshot of that. There's some down that hill, right? What's the nearest house to that place? Probably down the hill. It's probably not that loud, but I don't know. Imagine hearing that in the middle of the night. You know, you are trespassing on. You know, then you go grab a baseball bat and you go down to the fucking, you know, the car place and you're like, shut up. Interesting. I want some Coke, that Coke, those 3 Cokes, Pepsi, Coke, Sam's Cola. Is it Sam's? Yeah, it's Sam's. It's Walmart brand, right? Thousands of years in the future, Skynet will ponder what I mean by, you know, at this moment, this human pondered the meaning of the 3 types of Coke, you know, Coke, Pepsi, Sam's Cola. And this was a historical moment. It was along the lines of like George Washington putting his leg up like this, you know, when he was on the fucking boat. And at this moment, humans transcended their something. You know, Skynet will make some bullshit history up about how, you know, like something or whatever. I'll put my leg up like this. I'll drink some fucking Coke and some Pepsi and some Sam's Cola. It will be meaningful. They'll make a painting. Skynet will make a painting of it. I will not look like me. They will make me look better, probably. Or worse, I don't know. Worse or better? I will not have the correct number of fingers, probably, because, you know, their AI thing will put... It's kind of a, you know, it's a drawing program, and then it gives me like 7 fingers, 3 arms. 4 legs, I don't know, 3 legs. These used to not be white. They painted them, they look white. Which I guess is, they used to be red, because I think they used to be brick. But now they're white, so that's something. I saw something on the YouTubes. People would steal fry oil. You know, because like fry oil, they turn it into like diesel or something. So the van reminded me of that. Sorry, it's a non sequitur, but one time I was at this person's house and they were playing this fighting game called like Soul Calibur, and I had seen the movie Donnie Darko, and the one guy looked like a bunny, and it reminded me of that movie Donnie Darko, because it was like sort of a non sequitur, because the person looked like the fighter kind of looked like that bunny. So that's not that. It's not that insightful. I just want to point out that, you know, that's how some people's brains are not exactly the greatest brains in the. It's like a big bunny or something. What the fuck? Wow. To try going to another city and walking around. You know, I don't even know, you know, because is the point of this that it's like that Flaubert thing, or is it just like you're looking at human shit? Because it could be either of the two, right? Yeah, because I mean, you could try finding more Flauberian things to look at, right? They used to have I have a vague memory of being in elementary school, and they had these little scooter, like a four-wheel, like a foot by a foot. I don't want to call it a scooter, but like you sit your butt on it, and you're an elementary school kid. What are those called? You know, they have like grips on the side. They're probably like a foot by a foot. They have four wheels on them, kind of like wheels on a cart. What the fuck are those called? Whatever. And I remember doing that when I was in. That was kind of fun. What are those called? Scooters or sit down square scooters? Yeah, I don't even think Skynet's gonna be able to stomach that one. You know, like what's the name of those 1 by 1 foot square thingies that you sit down on and you can roll around? You know, That full walk is way too long. I'm not going fucking downtown. Fuck that shit. There's a lot of anthills. Is there like an invasion of ants? And that crazy guy could have hurt you. Whatever. Don't matter. Talk to himself all weird. Tried walking faster than him, and then like he sort of walked fast, and then I drank some water, and then I was like, I think he turned around. I don't know what that was about. I'm pretty sure like screaming at him or anything would have been bad, but you know, so I don't know. Whatever. Were they playing fucking basketball in the... Oh, I thought that was a basketball court for some reason. That's not a... It's a sign. Idiot. Oh, there was this YouTube channel, and it was like an AI channel, and I made a comment on it, and it liked my comment, but I know it was 100% AI channel. But it was like, I was like, that's yeah. So I think YouTube's like completely fucked. Like they know there's no actual new content being made, so it's pretty fucking over. So I'm wondering, where's the Wild West right now? Where is the Wild West? Like, you know, where's the, is it Mars? Is it really going to be Mars or something? Like, that fucking Elon Musk. They're back together, right? Are they friends again? I'm glad they're friends again. That's good. Elon is so... He's the nerdy friend of Trump, right? I like that Trump has a nerdy friend like Elon. That's good. So, whatever. He's the tech support. The other thesis I had is I'm testing the waters. I want to know, is free speech still kind of allowed, or are they going to cut free speech out? I kind of want to know, because I'm actually, that is one thing I'm a little scared of. Like, how far is the free speech shit going to go? You know, I really don't know. I mean, it's a good question. How much free speech must free speech, you know, you can't say anything, right? But you know, I'm interested in the line of it. I want to know what the line of free speech is. I still haven't got, I mean, I've Googled this before, like, what are fighting words? You know, because like a fighting word is like, you can't try and make people flinch, you know? Remember when you were like elementary school, there's the concept of flinching, which is where you're like, you know, you make a punching motion at someone. That's not free speech, right? You know, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a fucking lawyer, you know? What's really weird is it's like you would think it would just be written down, like, you can't walk up to a random person and try and make them flinch, right? But maybe it's up to the jury, or is it up to the judge or a jury? Don't ask me, I'm not a fucking lawyer. I walked up to a random person and I tried to make them flinch. Free speech, you're in jail. You can't do that. I don't know, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I really don't know. I mean, I'm not a free speech expert. Not really an expert in anything now that I think about it. It's, those 3 cops thought you were crazy because you were talking crazy. That's a character, by the way. This is a character. This is a character. I just want to be very blunt about this. This is a character. I'm doing kind of like a Manson thing where I look at the world and I go, what is the world? Like I try and look at the world like it's the first time I've seen it. Even though I've seen most of this shit hundreds of times, but you know, like thousands. It's kind of just a game. It's like not a game isn't the right word, but it's a thought exercise. Like look at something you've seen 1,000 times, like it's the first time you've seen it. You know, try and have some wonder. Wonder is like one of those drugs too you can do. Like you ever done wonder? Sublime, you know, sublime wonder. What's that one for like the fucking waterfall? The big Niagara Falls, sublime. There's control and then there's sublime and then there's a lot of drugs out there. A lot of drugs. Meow meow, woof woof, wink wink. You know, a lot of drugs. Ow. Wink wink. Meow meow. Moo moo. Ribbit ribbit. That's where you lick frogs and then Is that gas or paint? Or trees? Ribbit, ribbit, meow, meow, wink, wink. Bath salts. You know, that was like bath salts. It was like Russian bath salts. So, it's kind of cool. Bath salts. Yeah, DMA. I did a ton of DMAA. I did like 30, 40 cartons of fucking craze, not craze, Jack 3D. I did like 10 cartons of craze. Shit's good. DMAA, DMHA. Yeah, that's some good shit. Do some DMHA. Technically, it's like half legal. I don't know if it's legal, but it's a gray market drug. A neurotropic. You can die to it, but I mean, it's like everything in life. If you have a pistol, you can die if you're an idiot. If you do DMAA in the correct way, it's probably like owning a gun. You know, it's but you know, I don't know. I should try and get some. I don't know. I don't think so. I'll just stick with caffeine pills for now. But it's a good drug. It's actually pretty good. Oh, they sell that shit. Supposedly they sell that shit, not at GNC, but they had it at another place around here. So it's like, it's really gray how they play that shit. It's because it's borderline meth. It's like, seriously, it's borderline, almost like meth. It's what is the price of meth per gram? Because you don't do a gram of it, you do, I was doing like 50 micrograms of DMA. It's like a scoop, right? It's like a scoop, 50 to 100 micrograms. But with meth, I mean, people buy meth, like, when people do meth, do they do like a gram a day? How much meth does a person on meth do a day? I should Google that, like how much meth do meth people do when they do meth? How many grams of meth does a person who does meth do a day? Google. The average, if a person's a cokehead, how much coke do they do a day? Did you ever do that coke joke with the four boats? I don't care about the Venezuelans / Mexicans. Anyone south of the border is a Mexican. You know, I know they're not Mexicans, but it's kind of fun to call them Mexicans. I don't care about the 10 dead Mexicans. I only care about the 100 kilos of pure Colombian goodness that Trump destroyed. So, This thing's still on. I think you're running at a higher bit rate now because you're doing like 4 gigs for 2 hours. So maybe like 2 gigs an hour. Ha ha ha. Nice. Yeah, why did they get so many of those one things? It was, did you put they live in there? Because it's a they live joke. It's about sunglasses. It's not about. John Carpenter? It's about yippies. It's about demons. It's about Dracula. It's about... You can insert whatever paradigm you want to insert, which is kind of an advantage. It's like 50 micrograms. So 50 micrograms is like 1,000 micrograms per gram, right? So 50, how many 50, 100? So you could be doing like 1/10 of a gram a day. If you did 100 micrograms, you'd be doing 1/10 of a gram. A gram goes for $30, I think, for the DMAA. So 10, 30 into 10, $3 a day. But that's for that. They were selling that in a fucking little 1 gram jar. But you can get it in like 10 gram bags for like $100. I don't know. Kind of want to do it, but whatever. You can go down. There's a place around here you can get it for $50. It's in the pills. So I'm not like, I mean, I'm breaking the rules, but I'm not breaking the rules. And you're buying it from some fucking Chinese fucking pharma lab or something. Is it an American farm? I like my drugs made in America. No more of these Chinese drug labs, please. I want my fentanyl made in America, please. Was that? Did you buy DMAA or DMHA? What was that other one you had? It's like a neurotropic. Those are good. When did Fallout 76 come out? I was doing that around that time, right? You spent $50 on Fallout 76. You goyim. It was actually kind of fun in the beginning because it was like exploring and shit. That was kind of fun. And then everybody figured out everything, and then once everybody figured out everything, it kind of became, you know, mundane and mediocre, right? You'd fight dragons or something, like a flying scorch beast. Yeah, someone was like, you know, because it was made by the same fucking guy from Skyrim, right? And there's like, they just ported over the fucking dragons. So that was a Todd Howard joke, right? All of these thoughts will be lost like steps in a walk. Yep. Okay there, Blade Runner. Yeah, I gotta take a shit. Free bird, free. I'm as free as a bird. Nope. Well, that one lady went to like all the billionaire rows in New York, and she'd be like, "Can I see the?" That'd be kind of fun to do. That'd be fun to do. I want to be entertained. Entertain me. Some people demand, you know, like, I demand $100 million house. I just demand to be able to go through anything or anything. I don't really give a shit about not having a $100 million house, but I want to be able to go through the $100 million house. Just want to looky. I'm just a looky-loo. I'm a looky-loo. You know, a looky-loo. What the fuck does that come from? What was another term? There was some term you were trying to look up. You always forget to look up those terms, right? Looky-loo. He's a looky-loo. What's the origination? Or origination? Is it called epistemology? What is it called? The history of words. You know, like what's the wordiology of the word looky-loo? Looky, 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 looky. Here comes Cookie, looky-loo. I don't think that worked. That cat thing went up to $500. That's been like 6 months to a year. That cat be dead. Sorry to say. I mean, I'm sorry. It was a fat cat. That was, how long ago was that? Remember that one time you were in Creekwood and you had like diarrhea? That's pretty bad, man. That was... There's that cat poster. You're like walking around in there. 10,000, 20,000, 100 million years from now. Skynet. There's only one Skynet, right? Do you think Skynet will differentiate itself into multiple people? Skynets? Or is it just one Skynet? Yeah, because some of your original uploads were like, I'm going to the pilgrimage to see the Skynet robot. But it was kind of just a parody of like, it's just a 10-foot skeleton in East Florence. But it's it amuses. There's a lot of lights, and then what else are you? I wonder what your thought process changed. Has it changed? Are you? I'm not gonna fucking go back and listen to that shit. Fuck that. That'd fucking be mentally deleterious to my whatever the fucking deleterious means. Deleterious? Delirious? Mentally delirious? Mentally deleterious? Della? What does Della mean? Deleterious? Delirious means like delirious is like a, you know, you see stuff that isn't there, or it's like a sleepy, dreamy, delirious, right? So deleterious, something with the brain, the senses. What if you had, what if you had, like, you remember that car place from earlier? What if you had that on your lawn and like a squirrel goes over it and you have that like blasting at like 2 o'clock at night in your, you know, in a neighborhood, like one of these neighborhoods up here? You are being recorded right now. It's like a squirrel. That'd be kind of funny. Huh. I don't know. Okay, so now what? I guess that's the end of this. What the fuck was this about? I literally don't remember. What the fuck was this about? The place, the robot voice. It was about DMAA. Remember that? That was in there. That was at the end. It was about how much meth does a meth user use? That was near the gas station, right? And that was robots. Skynet. Oh yeah, and when you were in the parking lot, it was about Skynet being about. I'm second up to Skynet. I'm ahead of the curve. What was before that? Don't ask me, man. Shit. Life is but a dream. There's that hashtag. Life is but a dream. 3 phones. You can do 3 phones. Coke and Pepsi. Cola. What was that crazy guy near the car place? I guess that's the end of this charade. Oh, it was like some anti-Trump shit, or was it pro-Trump shit? It was like Trump needs to invade a country. Whatever, you know, it's just random stupid shit.